the outline of this topic, that is the first of all introduction, determination of the site, development, function of the clavicle, medial and lateral articulation end of the clavicle, attachment on the clavicle, fracture of the clavicle, clinical correlation, symptoms of the fractured clavicle. Learning objective, that is understand the general and special features of the clavicle, appreciate the importance of the clavicle in the body, understand the causes of the clavicle fracture and its effect. First of all, the introduction. Clavicle are also known as the collarbone. It receives its name from the clavicula. That means a little key, because the bone rotates along its axis like a key when the shoulder is abducted, or when the arm is swing, then this bone is moved. Therefore, just like in a key, therefore they are called as a clavicula in the Latin word. It's a long bone. It lies horizontally and it's make up the shoulder girdle. Roughly it is S-shaped. It also called the beauty bone in the female. It is subcutaneous throughout its length. Superior surface mostly, that's the subcutaneous. It's convex in shape, anteriorly near the sternal junction and concave anteriorly on its lateral edge near the acromion process, because this is the lateral side, this is the medial side. In other words, we can say it has got the two ends, the lateral end and the medial end. This is also called the sternal end, which articulate with the sternum, and over here it articulates, the lateral end articulates with the acromion process of the scapula and forming the acromioclavicular joint over here, and over here it articulates with the sternum and forming the sternoclavicular joint. Then the bone acts as a mobile strut or supporting the brass, connecting the trunk to the limb. Now this has got the shaft, the two ends, and this shaft is over here, that's showing the superior surface. Over here, that is the inferior surface. As a whole, when we consider over here, or other words, we can say it has got the two ends. One is acromial and another is the sternal, or you can say the medial and the lateral end. As a whole, we can say it is a superior border and it is a inferior border. The shaft has got the superior surface as a whole and the inferior surface as a whole. Then it connects the arm to the body. You can see this is the arm. It connects the arms to the body or the trunk, located directly above the first rib. This is the first rib, and it is just present above the first rib, has rounded medial end and a flattened lateral end. Medially, it articulates with the manubrium of the sternoclavicular joint. This is the manubrium of the sternum. On the manubrium portions, there were here at this side, there is an articular facet, and that articular facet for the articulation of the clavicle and forming the sternoclavicular joint or manubro-sternal joint, other words we can say. Laterally, it articulates with the acromion process of the scapula and forming the acromioclavicular joint. Now, acromioclavicular joint over here. Then, side determinations, we can say that it is divided into the medial 2/3 portions up to this one. This is the medial end, and over here when we consider that it is the medial 2/3 portions over there and the lateral 1/3 portions. Now the medial 2/3 portions over here, that it has got the surfaces as I told you, that is the superior surface and the inferior surface, superior border and the inferior border over here. When we just see from the superior surface, slightly rough and it is smooth as compared from the inferior surface. On the inferior surface, at the acromion end, that's the lateral 1/3 portion over here, there is a tubercle is present, and that tubercle is projected towards the outside. That is known as the conoid tubercle. That conoid tubercle, just on the superior medial side, there is a groove is present. That groove is present is known as the subclavian groove. Okay. Now, if we go back again over here, you can see this. This is the subclavian groove over here, and this is the trapezoid line. Now you can see over there, that is the right clavicle. Subclavian groove is for the passage of the subclavian vessels. Over here, there is a small elevation is also present just adjacent to the acromial facet. Over here, that elevation is known as the trapezoid line. This is the conoid tubercle you can see over here. Now, how this bone is developed? First of all, I can say that the bone which develops with, this is the only bone which develops with the two primary center, and these two primary center for the shaft, and first bone to begin the process of ossification during the development of the embryo, that's the 5th and 6th week of the gestation, and one of the last bone to finish the ossification, and that is the maturity or ossification period 21 to 25 of the age. It is intramembranous ossification and consists of a mass of the cancellous bone surrounded by a compact bone shell. Cancellous bone forms via one medial and one lateral ossification center, which fuse later on. Compact bone forms the layer of the fascia covering the bone, stimulate the ossification of the adjacent tissue. What is the function of the clavicle? As we know that this is the only bone which lies horizontally in the body. Obviously, it transmits the physical impact from the upper limb to the axial skeleton, or it transmitting the weight from the arm towards the sternum, covers the cervico-axillary canal through which the several important structures pass. Cervico-axillary canal, it's actually a canal from the cervical margin at the neck margins. From the cervical or the neck margins, the structure, that is the vessels and nerves which is passing from the head and neck portions towards the upper limb or towards the axillary side, there is a small canal is forming over there, and from that canal the different structure is passing over here, and that clavicle which just protect this canal or just protect the structure which is passing from the cervico-axillary canal. It serves as a rigid support from which the scapula and the free limbs are suspended. This arrangement keeps the upper limb away from the thorax so that the arm has a maximum range of the movement. Now, as I told you about the end, the medial and lateral end. The medial and lateral end, they are the articulation end over here. One side it articulates with the sternum over here, that is the sternoclavicular articulation, and on the left side, at the lateral side, it articulates with the acromion process and forming the acromioclavicular joint. Attachment on the clavicle. First of all, this is just get a review of the attachment over here at the superior surface and the anterior border. As we know very well, there are two surfaces, one is the superior and another is the inferior, two borders, anterior and posterior borders. Superior surface and anterior border which gives the attachment to the deltoid. Superior surfaces also gives attachment to the trapezius, and on the inferior surface the subclavius muscle, conoid ligament, trapezoid ligament. As previously I told you that on the subclavian groove which occupy by the subclavian vessels and cover at the side with the subclavius muscle. And on the conoid tubercle, the conoid ligament is attached. And on the trapezoid ridge, the trapezoid ligament is attached. On the anterior border, it gives attachment for the pectoralis major. And on the posterior border of the clavicle, it gives attachments towards the sternocleidomastoid, sternohyoid, and the trapezius muscle. Now you can see over here that the trapezius muscle is attached over there, and the deltoid is attached, sternomastoid, and the pectoralis major. Now, at the clavicular side, or there at the scapular side, that which is forming the joint, as I told you, that is the clavicular joint or acromioclavicular joint, and obviously we know that the joint which needs the ligaments, attachment for the ligament. Over here you can see the coracoclavicular ligament is attached over there, and the costoclavicular ligament for the ribs over there. Apart from that you can see one common ligament, that is the capsular ligament. The capsular ligament is present on the surrounding of the joint over there. Over here you can see the acromioclavicular joint is forming with the acromion process over here, which also gives the attachment of the capsule of the acromioclavicular joint. And over here, which is attached with the sternum, which is giving the sternoclavicular capsule of the joint over here. Now you can see the costoclavicular ligament. As this costoclavicular ligament, costi means the ribs, clavicle regarding to the clavicle. Now this is the inferior surface. At the inferior surface, the first rib is present, that is known as the costi, and over here it is attached or give a little bit attachment with the ligament, that's the costoclavicular ligament. Now over here again the coracoclavicular ligament. Coracoclavicular ligament, as I told you, there are two processes of the scapula. One is the acromion process and another is the coracoid process. And over here this end is also in relation with the coracoid process of the scapula. Over here, when the clavicle is attached with the scapula, obviously it needs the ligament, and that ligament which attach over here, that we have called the coracoclavicular ligament. Now you can see over here that is the deltoid, which is attached towards the anterior surface or superior surface and the anterior border over here, and the pectoralis major you can see from the superior surface and the anterior border over here, which is giving the attachments over there. Now what are the clinical manifestations of the clavicle? Clavicle fracture involves approximately 5% of all fracture seen in hospital emergency admissions. Clavicles are the most commonly broken bone in the human body. It is most often fractured in the middle third of its length. Children and infants are particularly prone to it. You can see over here that the fracture of the clavicle, that is the mid shaft fracture of the clavicle, which is the oblique in nature. Now in the x-ray you can see over here, this is the displacement of the fragment over here on the mid shaft. Again you can see over there, that's not the displacement completely, but it's just bend, or the fractures occur from the superior border only of the clavicle over here. Now how the fracture is occur? When the person is fall on outstretched arm, and the person is fall, he or she just support the arm on the ground, the pressure which apply towards the upper limb, and that pressure reach toward the clavicle, and the clavicle become fractured. At the junction of the medial and lateral curvature, it's more common. Most break occur approximately in the middle of the clavicle, because it's supplying, or the weight is just transmit from the lateral towards the medial, because we know that the upper limb is just transmitting whole of its weight through the clavicle to the trunk. Therefore, when the pressure is occur into the upper limb, it just pressurizes the mid portion of the clavicle, which does not bear the weight of sudden or jerk of the clavicle, and the clavicle become fractured. Medial end is lifted upward by the pull of the sternocleidomastoid muscle. Lateral end is pulled downward by the weight of the arm and effect of the gravity. What will be the symptoms of the fractured clavicle? Obviously, the pain, particularly with the upper extremity movement. Swelling is also occur over there. That's the most common symptoms over there. Referred pain sometimes may be felt by the persons dull to extreme achy in and around the clavicle area, including the surrounding muscles, because the surrounding muscles get spasm into that due to the pullness of the muscles. Therefore, the muscles can feel the pain over here. Then, what is the treatment of this fracture of the clavicle? The treatment, there are two common treatment overall the world. One is applying the figure of 8 sling over here. Figure of 8 sling and cuff and collar sling we can apply over here. That is the supporting of the cuff and collar sling over here, and that is the figure of 8 we can treat it over here. Thank you very much.